I'm used to being underestimated. It's almost comfortable now, like an old wound that doesn't hurt as much anymore. But today, standing in this room, I feel it sharp, like it's fresh. Claire's voice cuts through the air, slicing through my calm like a knife. You think you belong here because of your skills? She smirks, almost too satisfied with herself. Let's be real, you're just filling a quota. The words sting, but I don't let it show. I've heard it all before, the same tired argument wrapped in different forms. I've been called everything but qualified, been told I'm a token, a diversity hire, someone who shouldn't be here. But none of that matters now. I take a slow breath, my gaze steady on Claire as she watches me, expecting me to crumble. I won't give her the satisfaction. I belong here because I've earned it. I let the words hang in the air, thick with truth. You just don't want to accept it. Her smile falters, but she recovers quickly, leaning forward. Earned it? What, by outperforming everyone else? She laughs, but there's nothing funny about it. Is that what you tell yourself? I feel the heat rising in me, but I stay calm, the same controlled anger that has kept me alive in this corporate jungle. I've worked twice as hard, fought twice as long for this seat. What have you done, Claire? Wait for your turn to be handed everything? She doesn't answer. She can't. The room's silent now, every board member waiting for the fallout. Claire knows she's crossed a line, but she's too proud to back down. I can almost hear her thoughts. She thinks she has power. Thinks she can silence me with her words. But I won't let her. Don't talk to me about what I've earned, I continue. My voice low but steady. Until you've walked a day in my shoes. Until you've spent your whole life being told you don't belong, that you're not good enough no matter what you do. I pause, letting the weight of my words sink in. For a moment, I'm not the CEO. I'm just a man, a black man who's fought every day to be seen for what he is, not what others want to make him. Claire shifts uncomfortably, but I don't care. So don't stand there and act like my success is some fluke. You don't know what it took to get here. I let the silence stretch between us, my gaze unflinching. The room is still. I can feel the shift, the unspoken understanding that something has changed. Claire's facade cracks just for a second. It's enough. You don't get it, she says almost too softly. It's not about race. It's about merit. I nod slowly. You're right. It's about merit. But it's also about recognizing the truth, Claire. You've been gaslighting me for years, pretending it's just about qualifications when it's always been about something else. I lean in, my voice quiet but firm. I've earned this, every inch of it, and if you can't see that, maybe you're the one who doesn't belong here. Her face pales, the room's tension thick enough to cut through, but I hold my ground. She wanted a fight. She's getting more than she bargained for. I don't wait for her response. I turn and look at the board, at the faces that have watched her tear me down for years. They can't ignore it anymore. The truth is here, laid out in front of them. They'll have to choose. I can't shake the sting of Claire's words. They keep echoing in my head, twisting in the quiet spaces I can't escape. I step into my office, shutting the door behind me. My hands are shaking, but I hide them in my pockets. The last thing I need is for anyone to see how much this is hurting me. Hey! Comes a voice behind me. I turn. It's Marcus, my colleague, my friend. He's been with me since day one, and somehow he always knows when something's off. He gives me that look. The one that says he knows I'm not okay, even when I'm pretending I am. I shrug it off, wiping the back of my hand across my face. I'm fine. He doesn't buy it. He never does. Don't lie to me. I sit down at my desk, burying my head in my hands for a moment. I'm supposed to be the one who holds it together, the one who doesn't break under pressure. But right now, I feel like I'm being crushed by it all. It's not about the money or the title, I say, my voice sounding small even to me. It's about always having to prove I'm good enough. Marcus pulls up a chair, sitting down across from me. He leans back, arms crossed. You shouldn't have to prove anything to anyone. I let out a bitter laugh. That's easy for you to say. You don't look like I do. My words feel heavy, but they're honest. Marcus is white, and though I know he gets it, hell, he's been one of my few true allies, he'll never fully understand the weight of my skin. His face softens. I know it's different for you. But that doesn't make what they say true. I shake my head, running my fingers through my hair. I don't care about what they say. I care about how I feel after they've said it. How it feels to have your every success doubted. To have people like Claire make you feel like you don't belong. I've worked my whole life to get here, and I'm still not good enough. My voice cracks, and for a second, I hate myself for letting it slip. Marcus looks at me like he's trying to understand the weight of my words. You're more than good enough. Hell, you've built this company from the ground up. You don't need to prove a thing. I lean forward, feeling the lump in my throat. But I do. Every damn day. I had to prove I was smart enough, tough enough, capable enough. And it never ends. Even when I'm at the top, even when I'm the one making the decisions, people still look at me like I don't belong here. I stand up, pacing the floor now, the frustration spilling out of me. I've spent my whole life doing everything I can to be better than the stereotype. To be the exception, not the rule. And for what? So I can be treated like some damn novelty? They don't see me. They see a box they can check off. Diversity. And that's all I'll ever be to them. Marcus doesn't say anything for a moment. I know he's trying to think of something comforting to say, but there's nothing that can fix this. Nothing that can make it better. I'm so tired of fighting, Marcus, I admit, my voice barely above a whisper. He stands, walking over to me. You don't have to fight this alone, he says quietly. I'm here. I've always been here. I try to swallow the lump in my throat, but it's impossible. But you don't understand, Marcus. You don't know what it's like to wake up every morning already knowing the world doesn't want you in it. To have to fight just to be seen as human. I'm so tired of it. Tired of fighting for my own worth. Tired of always being told I'm not enough. Marcus looks at me, his expression soft but steady. You're enough. You always have been. And this is just one fight. You're gonna win it. I feel my chest tighten, the weight of everything bearing down on me. I've been fighting my whole life, I say, the words coming out in a rush. Every single day I've had to prove my worth. And I'm still not enough. My voice falters again, but this time I let it break. Let the weight of the years fall out of me. I'm tired. I'm so damn tired. For a moment, Marcus is silent, just standing there, watching me. He places a hand on my shoulder, not in pity, but in quiet understanding. You're allowed to be tired. You're allowed to feel all of this. But you're also stronger than you know. I wish I could believe that. But right now, all I feel is empty. Like I've given everything and still have nothing to show for it. Like no matter how much I fight, it's never going to be enough. I've been fighting for so long, Marcus, I say again, more to myself than to him. And the worst part is, I don't know if I have it in me anymore. He's quiet for a moment. Then maybe it's time you stop fighting for their approval. Stop fighting for them to see you as enough. Fight for you. Because that's the only fight that matters. I look at him, and for the first time in a long time, I feel a small flicker of something, hope, maybe. I don't know if I'm ready to stop fighting, but for the first time, I wonder if I can fight for something other than their validation. I nod, barely. Maybe. I sit across from Claire, the sharp scent of coffee in the air and the tension thick enough to choke on. The room is smaller than the boardroom, but the power plays feel just as large. I'm waiting for her to make her move. I've learned to read her. She's not the type to speak her mind all at once. She dances around her words, letting them slither under the surface until they've dug in deep enough to hurt. She leans forward, hands folded on the table, her smile smooth, practiced. You know, she says, voice sweet like honey but with the sharpness of a blade beneath it. I can offer you something that'll elevate you. The board's already on your side. They want you to take the lead on this new initiative. We'll put your name on it, but... She pauses, letting the but hang in the air. There's a catch. I know where this is going, but I let her continue. I need to hear her say it. You'll get what you want, but you won't have the same level of freedom, she says, eyes locking with mine. We'll have to, share decision-making. You won't be able to make all the calls yourself. I blink, trying to hold back my disbelief. This isn't a deal. This is a leash. I didn't ask for your permission to run my own show, Claire, I say, leaning back in my chair, trying to keep my voice steady. But it's harder than I thought. I feel the heat building in my chest, threatening to boil over. You've always been like this, haven't you? Offering just enough to make it look like you're doing me a favor while you pull the strings behind the scenes? Her eyes narrow, a flicker of annoyance crossing her face. I'm just trying to make sure you succeed. You'll get the recognition. Just let me... No. I cut her off, my voice sharp now, cutting through the air between us. This is what you've always done, isn't it? Make me feel grateful for whatever scraps you throw my way, even when it's not enough, even when it's never enough. Her lips press together, tight with frustration, but she doesn't back down. I can see the wheels turning in her head, trying to come up with a counterattack. She won't win this time. I can't let her. I don't need your permission to succeed, Claire, I say, my voice low but firm. I've built this company with my own blood, sweat, and tears. You think a title, a few extra perks, is going to change what I've worked for? No, I've worked too damn hard for this, and I'm not going to let you or anyone else control how far I go. There's a long silence. Claire doesn't speak for a few moments, and for the first time since she sat down, I see something flicker in her eyes. Is it guilt? Maybe. But more likely, it's just frustration that she can't play me the way she's used to. Don't get too cocky, she says finally, her tone cold. You wouldn't be here without me. You wouldn't have the opportunities you have now. I lean forward, matching her icy tone. I didn't get here because of you, Claire. I got here in spite of people like you. I can feel the anger rising in me again, but I tamp it down, not wanting to let her see how much she's getting under my skin. She doesn't say anything else. Her jaw clenches, and I can tell she's trying to figure out her next move. But I won't let her manipulate me anymore. I won't let her control this. I stand up from the table, straightening my jacket. If you think I'm going to settle for your deal, think again. I don't need your approval, your limitations, or your backhanded offers. I built this. Me. And if you can't accept that, then maybe it's time you stepped aside. I turn to walk out of the room, but then pause. One more thing, Claire, I say over my shoulder. I'm not just your token anymore. You don't get to define what I am or how far I go. I do. I don't wait for her reply. I don't need to hear it. I've already said everything I needed to say. I can feel it before it even starts. This weight, this suffocating tension. I know Claire is going to pull something in this meeting. She's been waiting for the perfect moment to undermine me again, and now it's time. Her smug look tells me everything I need to know. The room is packed with the board members, all eyes on us. I sit at the head of the table, my hands resting on the polished wood. Claire is across from me, her gaze sharp, calculating. I've been through this with her enough to know what's coming next. Claire leans forward, her voice slicing through the silence. I don't see how we can move forward with this idea, she says, the words dripping with doubt. It's just too risky. I don't flinch. I've heard worse from her. I've heard worse from every single person who's ever doubted me. What's one more? I lock eyes with her. I'm not afraid of risk, Claire. Risk is what's gotten me here. My voice stays steady, but I feel it building inside me. You think I'm lucky? I'm not. I'm just relentless. I don't expect applause. I don't expect any immediate change. But I can feel the shift in the room. The board members are listening now. They're hearing me in a way they never have before. They see it. They see me. Finally. Claire opens her mouth to respond, but I cut her off, my voice firm, unyielding. I've had to fight for everything I've ever earned. Every step of the way. So no, I'm not lucky. I'm here because I've bled for it. I've fought through every door they've tried to shut in my face. And I'm still standing. That's not luck. That's relentless. I let the words hang in the air and I can feel the tension in the room shift. The board members are no longer looking at me like I'm some token to fill a position. They're starting to see the man behind the title. And Claire, her smirk is fading, but she won't admit it. She never does. One of the board members, a quiet woman on the left, clears her throat. He's right. We've seen the numbers. We've seen the work. We wouldn't be where we are today without his leadership. The words sting Claire, and I can see it in her face. Her eyes flick to the board members, trying to gauge their reactions, but it's too late. The shift is happening. I look directly at Claire now, my words slow, deliberate. You've spent so long trying to make me believe I don't belong here, that I'm just a product of diversity quotas or some charity hire. But it's not true. I'm not your charity case, Claire, and I'm not going anywhere. She opens her mouth again, but the words don't come out. I can see the frustration building behind her eyes. She's lost control of the narrative and she knows it. But this time, I'm not giving her the chance to twist things back. I stand up slowly, my chair scraping against the floor. The room is silent, every eye on me. I take a breath, steadying myself. Every day I've had to prove I'm worth something. I've had to show them I'm not just another face in the crowd. I'm here because I've earned it. Every single day. I turn to face the board members, my voice strong. This company is built on risk, on taking chances. And if we're not willing to take risks, then what's the point of being here? The world isn't built on safety. It's built on taking that leap when no one else will. I look back at Claire, and for the first time, I feel something different. Something that isn't anger, isn't frustration, it's power. The power that comes from knowing exactly who I am and what I've done to get here. I don't need your approval, Claire. I don't need anyone's approval. I've already proved myself. I can see her eyes flicker, a flash of something. Defeat, maybe. Or just the realization that she's lost this battle. It's a small victory, but it's mine. The room shifts, the power dynamic changing as the board members start to look at Claire differently. Her shoulders slump, but she doesn't say a word. There's nothing more to say. She's lost. She's always been playing a game with me, trying to chip away at my confidence, trying to keep me in my place. But she can't anymore. One of the board members clears his throat, his voice steady, no longer uncertain. I think we've heard enough. We'll move forward with the proposal as presented. And Claire, let's revisit our roles in this project. We'll need to be sure we're all aligned. I hold back a smile. The shift is complete. For once, I'm not the one on the defensive. The meeting moves on, but my mind is still reeling. I did it. I stood my ground. And for the first time in years, I felt what it was like to be truly seen. When the meeting ends, Claire doesn't look at me. She doesn't even acknowledge me as she walks out the door, but that's fine. She doesn't need to. I already know what she's thinking. The same thing she's always thought. She underestimated me. And for once, I'm okay with that. Because this time I won. I'm walking out of the boardroom when I hear it. At first, it's just low murmurs, indistinguishable voices, but one word cuts through the noise, slicing the air with precision. He doesn't belong here. I freeze. I don't even have to turn around to know who's speaking. It's James and Karen, two of the senior board members. I've known them both for years, always playing their little games behind closed doors, pretending like everything's fine, pretending to be allies. But now they're speaking openly, and I can hear every word clear as day. You know that, right? James continues, his voice thick with disdain. It's only a matter of time before someone like him gets exposed. He's here because of quotas, not because of merit. I swallow the knot that's forming in my throat. It's not the first time I've heard this, hell. It won't be the last, but something about hearing it in this moment, when I thought I was finally starting to gain ground, cuts deeper than before. Just a matter of time, Karen chimes in, her tone dripping with that passive-aggressive judgment I've learned to loathe. It's all smoke and mirrors. Let him play in his little world. Sooner or later, he'll stumble. The words burn, but I don't let them see it. I can't let them see how much it hurts to hear the same tired lie that's haunted me my whole career. I've spent years building something, fighting to be seen as more than what they want to label me. But all they see is a token, a name on a list that fits their diversity agenda. I take a deep breath. Not today. Not anymore. I don't know how long I stand there hearing them trash me like I'm nothing more than a footnote, but eventually I turn around and walk back to the meeting room. I'm done being silent. The door clicks shut behind me and I see their faces freeze. They hadn't expected me to come back. They hadn't expected me to hear everything. I look at James first, my gaze unwavering. You think I don't belong here? I say, my voice low but clear. I've had enough of this. Karen's face pales, and I can see her scrambling for words. But James, always the first to speak up, tries to backpedal. Look, we didn't... No, I cut him off. You didn't think I was close enough to hear? You didn't think I could hear your whispers, your little judgment sessions? Well, guess what? I heard you. I step forward, the power in the room shifting as I walk towards them. I don't need to yell. I don't need to raise my voice. I just need to make them feel what I've felt for years. I've heard this crap for so long, I continue, my eyes never leaving theirs, that I don't belong. that I'm not good enough. And I've put up with it, but not anymore. James opens his mouth to argue, but I hold up a hand. I don't need your validation. I've never needed your validation. My voice catches for a moment, but I steady myself. You don't get to define who I am. I've earned every bit of this. I didn't get here because of some damn quota. I got here because I fought for it. I fought for every step. And you can't take that away from me. There's a heavy silence. James looks like he's about to say something, but I see it in his eyes. Doubt. Fear. He knows he's been caught. He knows I've hurt him. And for the first time, I don't have to beg for his approval. I've spent my entire life proving I'm worthy of being here. I've worked harder, fought harder, and bled harder than you could ever understand. You think it's a matter of time before I get exposed? You think I'm going to stumble and fall? I take a step closer to them, feeling the power of my words. You're wrong. I won't. Not because of luck and not because of some damn quota, but because I'm relentless. I will not stop. The room is quiet, but this time the silence is different. The weight of my words is heavy, and for the first time I feel the full force of my own truth. It's like a dam has broken inside me, and all the rage, the pain, and the years of fighting finally pour out in one unfiltered rush. I look at them, and for a brief moment I let myself feel what I've been holding back for years. I'm done with you, I say softly. Done with your whispers, your backhanded comments. You don't get to define my worth anymore. I don't wait for a response. I don't need one. They've already said everything they ever needed to. Their views, their biases, their assumptions, they're nothing but a reflection of their own ignorance, not mine. I walk out of the room, my steps steady, my heart pounding with the realization that I'm finally taking control. They wanted me to stumble. They wanted me to fail. But instead, I'm walking out with my head held higher than I ever have before. I've been fighting my whole life. But now, for the first time, I'm fighting for me, for my future, for the future of this company, and I won't let anyone take that from me. I've been waiting for this moment. The air in the office feels heavier than usual, thick with the weight of everything Claire's done, everything she's tried to pull off behind the scenes. I can feel the tension in my chest, but there's no fear. Not this time. This time, I'm ready. She's sitting across from me, her arms crossed, a thin smile playing at the corners of her lips. She thinks she has the upper hand, as always, but I'm about to change that. You've made a mistake, Claire, I say, my voice calm, steady. A big one, she scoffs like she's heard it all before. I'm not sure what you're talking about. We've been through this already. I pull out the folder from my briefcase and slide it across the table. She doesn't even look at it at first. She's too busy maintaining that fake, confident smile. But when I don't back down, when I stay quiet and let the silence stretch, she finally glances at the papers. Really? She says, her voice tight, forced. You think they'll believe you over me? Her desperation is clear now. She knows I've got her. She knows I'm about to expose everything she's tried to keep hidden. I lean back in my chair, letting the silence hang between us, letting her squirm. I don't need to make them believe, I reply. My words measured and calm. They already know the truth. The words taste like victory in my mouth. For years, I've been the one proving myself, the one jumping through hoops just to get a seat at the table. But not anymore. Not today. Today, I'm the one with the power. She's still trying to act like she's in control, but I can see it now, the cracks in her facade, the uncertainty in her eyes. She's losing. I know she's losing, and it feels better than anything I've ever felt. I slide the evidence across the table, screenshots, emails, financial records, proof of the underhanded deals she's been making behind my back, behind the board's back. Every word, every lie she's told is right there, in black and white. I've been patient, Claire, I say, my voice still calm, but now there's an edge to it. I've let you think you could pull the strings, that you could control everything from the shadows. But those days are over. I'm not some fool you can manipulate anymore. She shifts in her seat, but she's not looking at me. She's staring at the evidence like it's some kind of monster she can't outrun. You've always tried to tear me down, I continue, leaning forward, my eyes locked on hers. You've made every move you could to keep me in my place. But the truth is, I'm not the one who's been hiding anything. You are, And I'm done letting you get away with it. She opens her mouth to speak, but no words come out. The silence between us stretches long, and for a second, I can see her processing it all, the magnitude of what she's just realized, the fact that she's been caught, exposed for what she truly is. I feel a flicker of satisfaction, but I don't let it show. I don't need to gloat. The evidence is all the proof anyone needs. I don't need to convince anyone. The truth speaks for itself. You're finished, Claire, I say quietly. This will be on the record soon enough. Everyone will know exactly who you are and what you've been doing. She looks at me then, really looks at me, and for the first time I see it. The fear. The realization that her manipulation won't work anymore. That she can't control this narrative. Not when I'm the one holding the cards. You can't do this, she says, her voice shaking now, the confidence gone. I've worked with you for years. You wouldn't do this to me. We're a team. I let out a small, bitter laugh. You never saw me as a teammate. Not really. You saw me as someone you could use, someone you could manipulate. But that's over now. I stand up, gathering my things slowly, deliberately. I can feel the weight of the moment settling in. I'm not the same person I was when this all started. I'm not the same person who let her walk all over me, who let her tear me down with every word she spoke. I've learned to trust myself, to trust the path I've carved. And now, I'm in control. You can lie to the board, I say as I turn to leave, but you can't lie to the world. Not anymore. I don't wait for her to respond. I don't need to hear what she has to say. I've already won. I've already shown her that I'm not the person she can manipulate anymore. The truth is out there now, and I won't let her erase it. I walk into the boardroom, and Claire is already there, standing at the head of the table. The air between us is thick, full of everything that's happened, all the manipulation, the lies, the whispers. It's all come to this. She's holding on to what little dignity she has left, but I can see it in her eyes. Her empire is crumbling. The board members are seated, and for once they're not looking at her with admiration. They're watching her like a predator watches its prey. I don't say anything at first, just stand in the back of the room, letting the silence hang in the air. Claire's voice breaks the quiet, and she's trying, desperately trying, to salvage what's left of her reputation. I want to apologize, she says, her voice shaky, but there's an edge to it. I never meant to hurt you. The words sound hollow. I can hear the emptiness in them, feel it like a slap across my face. She's saying the right things, but she's not meaning them. She never did. She's only apologizing because she's been caught. If I hadn't exposed her, she would have kept playing her games, kept trying to manipulate me. I cross my arms, my gaze fixed on her. It's not about intent, Claire. It's about impact. I let the words sit there, let them sink in. She can apologize all she wants, but it doesn't change the damage she's done. The years of frustration, the constant battle to prove myself, all the time she tried to tear me down. It doesn't just go away because she says sorry. She's quiet for a moment, her eyes darting around the room, looking for someone, anyone, to validate her apology. But there's nothing. Not anymore. The board members are all silent, and I can see the shift in their eyes. They're seeing her for what she is, and it's not someone they want to align themselves with anymore. I never wanted things to get like this, she says, her voice barely above a whisper now. I didn't think it would go this far. The words are still empty, but I don't let them hit me. They don't matter anymore. I've spent enough time letting her manipulations control how I feel. Now I'm taking that power back. I'm done with your excuses, I say, my voice firm. You spent years trying to make me feel like I didn't deserve to be here. You tried to tear me down at every turn, and now you want to apologize? You think that makes it right? I can feel the tension in the room as everyone watches her crumble under the weight of her own actions. She's no longer the confident, controlling figure she once was. Now, she's just someone who's been exposed for who she really is, and I've made sure of that. There's a part of me, a small part, that wants to revel in her downfall, but then I stop myself. I'm not here for revenge. I'm not here to watch her break. I've already won. My rise isn't about her destruction. It's about my own growth, my own strength. I let the silence stretch, taking a moment to reflect on everything that's led up to this. For so long, I let other people dictate my worth. Let their biases and doubts shape how I saw myself. But not anymore. I've come through the other side of all of it, stronger, wiser, more certain of who I am and what I deserve. Claire's voice shakes as she tries to gather herself. Please, you have to understand, I never meant for it to be like this. I cut her off, my words sharp and final. I don't need your explanation, Claire. What I need is for you to accept that you've lost. Your manipulation doesn't work on me anymore. Not now, not ever again. She opens her mouth to respond, but there's nothing left to say. The damage has been done. The truth is out, and she can't spin her way out of it this time. As I stand there looking at her, I realize something. For the first time in years, I feel nothing. The anger, the hurt, the frustration, it's all gone. There's no satisfaction in watching her fall, no relief in seeing her squirm. What's the point? All those years I spent fighting her, fighting the world, what have I gained? A part of me wonders if revenge was ever really the goal. Maybe it was just about proving something to myself. Maybe it was about showing that I could be more than they ever gave me credit for. I take a deep breath, letting the weight of everything wash over me. This is my moment. But it's not one that's built on anyone else's failure. It's mine. I've earned this. I turn away from Claire, walking out of the room without another word. The victory feels quieter than I imagined, but it's mine. And for the first time, I let myself truly feel it. I've come a long way, and I'm not going to let anyone, not even Claire, define my worth anymore. The room is filled with the kind of silence that can only come before a storm. The tension is palpable, heavy, like the air before a thunderstorm. I can feel it in my bones. The faces before me, executives, employees, are all watching, waiting for me to speak. There's no turning back now. I've spent years fighting for this moment. For a moment where I wouldn't have to prove my worth just because of my skin. A moment where my voice could stand on its own, without the weight of their doubt dragging it down. Look around you, I begin, my voice calm but firm, every word deliberate. I let the silence stretch for just a second, enough to make everyone shift uncomfortably in their seats. I'm here because of my ability, not my skin. The words come out with a clarity that surprises even me. I've said it before, but this time it feels different. This time I believe it. And if you can't see that, then you're part of the problem. I hear the collective intake of breath from the room, the murmur of disbelief. But I'm not going to stop. Not now. Not when I've come this far. For too long, I've let them define my worth based on the color of my skin, on outdated assumptions, on biases that have no place in this room. I've let them tell me I wasn't good enough, that I didn't deserve to be here. I've let them make me feel like I had to work twice as hard to get half as far. I pause, letting the weight of my words settle over them. The room is quiet again, but this time it's different. It's not filled with doubt or suspicion. It's filled with recognition. They're listening. Finally, I've spent years being told I'm a token, that I'm only here because I fit into someone's idea of diversity, or because of some misguided notion that someone like me doesn't belong in a room like this. I let out a bitter laugh, shaking my head. But you know what? I've worked harder, fought harder, bled harder than anyone in this room. And that's not me asking for your validation. It's me telling you straight up that I've earned this. Every damn step of it. I'm not shouting, not raising my voice. But I don't need to. The room is hanging on every word, every syllable. The power I've been waiting for is finally mine. I look directly at Claire, though I can feel the eyes of the entire room following me. She's the one who tried to break me down, tried to make me believe I wasn't good enough, tried to convince everyone that I was a fluke. But today, I'm not the one on the defense. Not anymore. Racism is still alive and well in this company. And if you're uncomfortable hearing that, then you need to look at why. You need to ask yourself why a man like me, who has fought for everything, still has to justify his place here. You need to ask yourself why we've let these biases fester for so long. Because we can no longer pretend it's not there. We can no longer pretend that this isn't a problem. I can feel the change in the air now. The discomfort is shifting, not from me, but from them. They're starting to realize I'm not going to let this go. I'm not going to play nice. I'm not going to keep letting people like Claire make decisions that hurt this company and hurt everyone in it. Every time you doubt me, every time you hold me to a higher standard than anyone else in this room, you're part of that problem. You're feeding into the lie that people like me can't succeed unless we're handed it on a silver platter, that we can't make it without your help. Well, I'm here to tell you that we don't need your handouts. We don't need your pity. We need you to get out of the way and let us do what we do best. I feel my chest rise, the weight of all the years of struggle, of every single moment I've had to prove myself, pressing against me. But instead of letting it crush me, I use it. I let the emotion flood my words. I'm done fighting for a seat at this table. I'm here because I belong here. And if you can't see that, then you're the one with the problem, not me. There's a moment of silence. A long, pregnant pause that feels like it stretches for miles. My heart is pounding, but I'm steady now. My feet are planted firmly on the ground. I'm not looking for validation. I'm not looking for anyone to agree with me. I'm just speaking the truth I've fought to claim, the truth I'm no longer afraid to say. Then, something shifts. I don't know who it is, but someone starts clapping. Slowly at first, hesitant. But then it builds. More people join in, and before I know it, the whole room is clapping. It's not just applause, it's recognition. It's respect, and it's long overdue. I look around the room, my eyes landing on each of them, one by one. I can see it now, the change, the understanding, the respect. I've earned this, not because of my skin, but because of my ability, because of the work I've put in, because I am enough. I take a deep breath, letting the weight of it settle in. This is just the beginning, I say, my voice steady. But if we're going to move forward, we all need to do better. We all need to take responsibility for our actions, for the way we've treated each other, for the way we've allowed this toxic culture to thrive. It ends now. I'm not asking anymore. I'm demanding change. The applause fades, but the energy in the room is different now. It's shifted, and for the first time, I can feel that I'm truly in control of my own destiny. This is my victory, not because I defeated Claire or because I exposed the truth, but because I finally fully stood up for myself. I didn't ask for permission. I didn't wait for approval. I just walked in and claimed my place, and in that moment I realized this was never about them. This was about me. The office is empty now, save for the hum of the city outside. It's late, but I'm still here standing in front of the window looking out at the world. The same world that's been so determined to make me small, to make me feel like I didn't belong. The world that's always been ready to tell me who I could be, where I could go, and how far I could reach. But I made it. I don't feel the need to shout it from the rooftops. I don't need anyone to celebrate me, not anymore. Victory doesn't come with noise. It's in the quiet moments where you realize you've won. The kind of victory that doesn't need applause or recognition. The kind of victory that's all about what you've proven to yourself, not to anyone else. I take a deep breath, the cool air filling my lungs, and I can't help but reflect on how far I've come. From the moments of doubt, the years of struggling against the system, to the fights I had to endure just to prove I deserved a seat at this table. I used to wonder if it was all worth it. But now, standing here in the silence, I know it was. I've spent so many years just trying to keep my head above water, constantly proving myself to the world, to people like Claire, to everyone who doubted me. I've let their words define me for far too long. But now it's different. I've learned to trust myself, to trust my own strength. I've built this, not just the company, but who I am, and I'm not done yet. I think about Claire, about everything that happened. She thought she could break me. She thought that if she kept pushing, kept making me feel less than, that I'd crumble. But I didn't. I stood tall, and in doing so, I learned something about myself. I learned that I'm more than their expectations, more than their limitations. I'm everything I've fought to be, but I can't help but wonder if this victory feels empty. I should feel joy, right? But it's quieter than I imagined. There's no grand celebration, no moment of triumph. It's just me, standing here, letting it all settle in. I remember the look on the board members' faces when I spoke up. The way they finally saw me for who I am, not for what they wanted me to be, but for everything I've worked for. It wasn't a win for them. It was a win for me. I proved to myself that I don't need their approval, that I can stand on my own 2 feet and never look back. Victory doesn't come with noise, I whisper to myself, the words almost a comfort. I don't need them to clap, to cheer, to recognize me. I don't need to be the loudest in the room anymore. I've earned this. Quietly, steadily, I've earned every bit of it. I take another breath. Looking out at the city below, the lights flickering like stars. There's something peaceful about it, something grounding. I've fought so hard to get here, and now it feels like the world is finally in balance. Not because I've conquered it, but because I've learned how to stand firm in it, how to be part of it without losing myself. I close my eyes for a moment, letting the silence wash over me. I've been through so much more than anyone will ever know, and I've come out the other side stronger, wiser. I've learned that victory isn't about defeating others. It's about defeating the part of yourself that doubts you, the part that wonders if you'll ever be enough. I'm enough, I say softly, to no one but myself. And for the first time, I really believe it. The world may not change overnight, but I've changed. And that's all that matters. I take one last look at the city, at the future that lies ahead. It's wide open now, full of possibilities. I'm ready for whatever comes next. I don't need to chase it. It'll come to me just like everything else has, on my terms. With that, I turn away from the window, the silence settling in, knowing that I'm walking away from this chapter stronger and ready for whatever the next one holds. I've won, and I don't need anyone else to tell me that.